When I was first learning and as stuff was coming out of the kiln, I hated every single thing. Because before doing pottery myself, I don't think I had an appreciation of handmade. It's English porcelain, so let's just grab. And so we do this to get the air bubbles out. On the wheel, all you're doing is defying gravity, because it's spinning one way and you're trying to lift it up, but it wants to come down. That's why it takes so much energy. I think that's good. So that's probably about 3 pounds, 3.5. You can do a decent sized bowl. So I came here in 2001. I worked in fashion magazines for a long time and just felt like I needed a change. At first, maybe to come here and work in magazines, but September 11th happened and a lot of jobs were very hard to come by, and you know, it changed the whole city. So I took a break from that world and started to pursue more artistic stuff.
What did you feel like when it happened, when you moved to the country and something like this happens?
I guess I didn't have any context for that kind of thing, you know, like a lot of my Australian friends that I had before that just went home. So my community of Australian friends disappeared overnight.
But you didn't go?
No, I was stuck here. I've done everything, waiting tables, I did a lot of freelance design work. Whatever I could do to survive here, I did. Hardest thing in pottery is to what's called centering. And centering is you have to really push down. This is called coning. You're compressing the clay, bringing whatever air out. And you don't stop doing this until everything is completely centered, or you'll have a lot of problems in the end.
Do you feel like it was a right choice to move here and then to stay after something horrible like this happens?
Yes. New York is really hard, especially as a creative person, but you have to give it a good go. You have to give it a good chance. And if I left only a few months after I came here, I think I would have regretted it.
What does it feel like?
It feels like cream cheese.
Okay.
There's a lot of liquid down there. So if you don't compress the clay, you increase your chances of it cracking in the fire.
How long did it take you before you were able to make something like this?
You could be confident that you can do something like this. It'll be a year of practice.
How hard do you control the process from the beginning till the end, embracing the imperfection?
Well, you try and make it as perfect, and even if you try and make it as perfect as possible, just by it being handmade, there will be some kind of imperfection. In the tea ceremony, it's all about like how you hold something, how it feels in your hand, and something perfectly symmetrical does not necessarily feel human. So when it's imperfect, slightly off, I mean, look at our hands. They're not perfect and they're not smooth. It's just something about your connection with the object and also with the artist that made the object just through holding something. Someone is eating and drinking out of something that's handmade. That's your connection to someone. It's very, very intimate when you're drinking out of an object,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that stuff is important to me.
Wow.
Do a little pinch. So it's not perfect. And then bring it back to the cylinder at the top. We call this greenware. Greenware is any kind of thrown form or built form that has not been fired. And in the state, it can be recycled at any point. So I can throw this into a bucket of water, let that dry out, and then reuse the clay. Just going to smooth out the edges.
What does it represent?
This is actually a couple things. It's a Chinese character for Tian, which is my last name.
Okay.
And it also, my initials are E and T, and you can make an E and T in there. It looks like it's been chiseled off, you know, so I like the randomness. This is the Wabi-Sabi part of this. I was working as a freelance designer for many years, and I just wanted a break from my computer. I just wanted to get my hands dirty, and I did a pottery class at Grandchild's Pottery in the West Village. Fell in love with clay, was spending way too much time at open studio hours, you know, making things, meeting people, learning about clay and the different processes. Soon after that, I just decided that that was what I wanted to do.
Okay.
It's tiny.
Now I look like an apprentice. So you press it like this?
Yeah, but not so hard. You kind of like just going like that.
Would you tell me when to stop, or?
I usually do it for
Good 15 minutes?
I would say 150 rounds, something like that.
Serious, and this should be like faster.
Yeah.
Thing is, with a lot of men, they can't stand their hands being dirty like this.
Oh, really?
Even when cooking, I read a subreddit where guys were like, when I cook, I have to wash my hands every little step.
Right. You're doing great.
Okay, that's it, man.
Yeah. Take a seat.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe just get used to it. It's like getting used to driving.
Right.
So you push it as kind of like...
Like that?
Okay,
No.
yeah, that's fine.
Why is it rotating by itself?
My wheel's a little funky.
Okay. Oh, it's warm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Is that enough?
That's good, yep. Down and squeeze together. Defying gravity.
Wow. Oh my god. That is
You
so
can go
hard. It's not centered
together.
yet.
No,
it's not
it's
centered.
Yeah, but you need to go fast to center it.
Then when you start pushing, it's like, whoo,
Yeah,
starts
you
moving.
you have to kind of use your core. Okay, I'm going to show you for like
Right.
1 second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rescue this. So as you can tell, it's not centered.
Right.
And it just takes a lot more strength than
Then I have.
than it looks. Push against. All right, so
you go too
that's
fast.
good. Yep, that's
More?
good.
That's good?
And then flatten the top a little bit more. It's a little off center, but
Okay,
we
yeah,
can
I
do
see.
it. Yeah. And then now we start to put a hole. Use your thumbs. Create a small hole.
Like this?
Yep. Compress the sides. Yep. And then you can start to pull them out and make walls.
Wow.
Slow. Okay. And now you want to pull up.
Wow. It's so wonky.
It's harder than you think.
There you go.
And there you
Randy.
go.
I feel like it should cost a lot more. Every little piece of those, yeah.
True wabi-sabi is what happens when you give your piece up to nature, essentially. You put it in the kiln. What happens in the kiln, that is the wabi-sabi part,
Right.
essentially, right? Wabi-sabi is not when you can't throw something and it's messed up because you don't have enough of a technical skill and it's wonky.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always a joke, oh, it's wabi-sabi, but that's not, it's just sloppy,
Yeah.
you know? Wabi-sabi,
That's
to
the
me,
spine,
is imperfection that comes from the process, not the lack of skill.
Forces of nature, right?
So when the kiln warps something, because it's too hot in one spot or whatever. I feel like that's more wabi-sabi.
Right.
Yeah. I was really clumsy one day and I dropped a piece, but I like the shape that it formed into, so it's just a technique that I've been kind of playing with, and I've been doing these bowls for many years now. And you get an organic shape. So this was the bowl that I threw last time, and then I trimmed it so the bottom of it is a bit more finished. And then I kind of altered it so it's not perfectly round, because I prefer an organic shape. It's dry but not fired, and this is when I put marks on them. There. That's good. Every step of the way, something can go wrong. And there are like technically brilliant potters that can throw giant, beautiful shapes, technically perfectly, but they're still having to put it in a kiln and have it fired, and you just never know what's going to happen in there. You know, it could crack, it could, the glaze could drip off the thing, like a lot of things can go wrong. Running a small business, you can't afford to wait for inspiration to hit you. Every day, you have to work every day. You have to show up every day. I come in and there are a lot of things I don't enjoy doing. It's different to having, I guess, a home studio. I am paying rent on this space, so it's my workspace and I'm here to work.
What's the story behind this fold? How did you come up with this?
I think it's just trying to like make a more contoured shape. If the top of a vessel is too wide, I want to bring it in a little bit. These are called dots in tailoring. So it's the same kind of thing. I call them dot bowls. That's the shrinkage that you're going to get. Once it dries, it gets smaller, and then once you fire it, it gets smaller again. I was so critical of myself, my own work. I hated everything that came out of the kiln. And now I appreciate that work. I appreciate the flaws. I appreciate that the kiln was running too hot and the glaze is a little drippy or whatever. Now I consider those interesting characteristics in a work. I think I appreciate it more now.
If you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, I think patience and practice. Yeah, patience, persistence, and practice. PPP.